Ben Kalos has been on the front lines forever with us. Forever, ever. And he's still there. So that's awesome. All right, next up we will have Gabriela, known as Gabby Silva, is a Queens-based organizer with the Justice Center El Barrio. She was instrumental in the defeat of the Amazon HQ2 deal, largely in part to her work door knocking in Queensbridge houses. Y'all know about Queensbridge, right? All right. In addition, she brings culture into her work as an organizer by using dance to connect students to broader social justice issues. Please receive her.
Thank you. My name is Gabby, and quick plug, I do teach a dance class that's donation-based. I'm actually heading there after this every Thursday night at the People's Forum, 320 West 37th Street in Midtown. Just saying, you all are welcome. Culture is a tool for revolution as well, just remember that. But anyways, I'm not a NYCHA resident, but I am a renter, I am a worker, and you don't have to live in NYCHA to care about what happens to NYCHA. None of us are safe from corporate greed. We are all one backroom deal, one eviction, one check, right, away from homelessness and displacement. This struggle involves all of us. I know your struggle because I live it too. I am also dealing with neglect from landlords. I have lived in places with no heat, with no hot water, with mold, with infestation. No human being should ever have to deal with that. The city receives about $1 billion from NYCHA residents every year. The vast majority of residents are paying their rent on time, and they don't receive the services, the living spaces, the dignity, the responses that they deserve. And across the city, none of us do. This is a crisis. There is a housing crisis in New York City, and it's only going to get worse. Public housing should be an example of what a just society should look like. A city government that turns its back on the most vulnerable tenants, turns its back on everyone. It is a government that doesn't care about its people and doesn't represent its people. We elect these officials. We pay our rent. We hold up our end of the deal. And let's not be mistaken, it is us, the workers, the working class, that run this city. Because as you said, if all of us took to the streets, we would shut the city down. We have that power. And you have to think about this. The coalition work that we did against Amazon, that was regular people, like you and me, neighbors, talking to each other, going to meetings, having protests, right? That was us that made it possible. And if we can take on the most powerful corporation in the world, we can take on anything. We can take on the city, right? I have a couple of notes that I'm not reading, but I probably should. There's always this talk about how there's no money in NYCHA, there's no money for public housing, but then we see all the ways that the city spends its money recklessly. There is money, they're just not spending it on us. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly, right. Exactly. In fact, 70 million is spent each year to the NYPD from NYCHA. They don't even spend a fourth of that on social programming and services for NYCHA residents. There is something seriously wrong when that much money is going towards policing and none of us are feeling safer. I know because I talk to residents, I talk to other New Yorkers. People are feeling less and less safe, and the police presence isn't helping. What we need is services. We need a city government that's prepared to invest in what we deserve and need. Education, better housing, job opportunities. It's all very possible. They have the capital. They just need to direct it from us. And I will just say one more thing. I want to talk specifically about Ocean Bay, which has already undergone this partial privatization. They experienced the most evictions out of all NYCHA developments in the past 2 years. More than double of the second highest number of evictions in the city. I also want to talk about Wavecrest, the management company that took over. So, right, they're putting in, oh, my time is up. Quick thing. Okay, so they've fixed up some units there, right, made it look all beautiful, sending buses to show people how good it looks. They have properties across the city where people are dealing with rats, bed bugs, like literally bed bugs falling from the ceiling. That was a testimony from one of the residents. They're dealing with yellowing walls, mold, broken windows, like for multiple seasons, and it gets cold out here. There's no reason anyone should be living in a place like that. So, yes, as you mentioned before, they can make it look good, right, initially, to show that this deal is a good deal. But look at their history, look at how their residents in other properties are being treated, and you'll see it's not gonna last. It's just for show, right? It speaks for itself. So don't believe them. Don't believe these fake promises. The city is a landlord like any other landlord right now, okay? And they're interested in one thing and one thing only: profit. So, I'll just end by saying, I've been saying that for like a minute. I'll just end by saying that if the problems are coming from the top, the solution's gonna come from the bottom. It's gonna come from us. We have to be the ones to do it, right? We can't wait for the city. We can't wait. We've been waiting, right? So it's possible. Talk to your neighbors, join an organization. Let's continue to build coalition with each other, because we have the power, okay? And we can't forget it, because that's when they start to take over everything. And we can't let it happen. Thank you.